Shuatov Rabotai, the Mishnah continues for Yad B'Shvat, or Erev Tu B'Shvat. We are in the third parak of Eiruvin at Mishnah Hey. Matne Adam al Eruv. A person can make a condition on his Erev techumin. Again, the Erev techumin, as we've seen, is a mechanism for extending the area he can travel on Shabbat outside of the default techum by placing food, which then becomes his legal residence at another location. Then he can travel 2,000 amot past that food, his shvisa, his new legal location. So the Mishnah says, what does he do to make a condition? Ve'omer, he says, if the non-Jews are coming from the west, and Farshim say these might be tax collectors or the like, Eruvi l'mariv, then I want my westward Eruv to be effective. Minamarav, if they're coming from the west, Eruvi l'mizrach, I want my eastward Mariv Eruv to be effective. He had placed food at both locations before Shabbat. Imbal mikan mikan, if they come from both directions, l'makom she'ertze elech, then I get to choose which one I'm going to go, and I try to avoid them. Lo mikan v'lo mikan, if they don't come from the east or the west, they don't show up, Eruvi hareni kivnei Eiriv. So he's going to be like his townspeople, meaning the default, meaning neither Erev will work, and he'll just have his regular Techum Shabbat like the other residents of his city. Now, the halachic mechanism through which this works, that he can decide which direction his Erev was effective on Shabbat itself, after Shabbat had started, is through brerah, retroactive clarification. Now, the Mishnah gives another example, Im ba'chacham min mizrach, if the scholar comes from the east, he's coming to give daf Yomi shir or the like, Eruvi lemizrach, then my Eruv will be effective towards that direction. Min amarav, if he's coming from the west, Eruvi lemarav, then my westward Eruv will be effective. So he put food down at both locations, or sent it with a shliach, Erev Shabbat. Ba lakan lakan, if there's a scholar coming from this direction and that direction, l'makam she'ertze elech, then he'll decide whether he's going to go, to the halacha shir or the hashkafa shir or whatever it is. Lo lakan v'lo lakan, if they don't show up, if neither sage shows up, hareni kivnei iri, then I will have the default techum of the residents of my city. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, and Rabbi Yehuda has a qualification on this last halacha. Im haya echad mehen rabbu, if one of them is his personal rebbe, what we call a rabbo muvchak, the rabbi that he learned with in yeshiva, he learned most of his chachma from, he spent a lot of time with, holech etzel rabbo, then he must go to that rabbi. That's the more halachically significant scholar, and his Eruv should be effective only in that direction. Im hayu shneihem rabotav, if both of them were equally his rebbe, l'makam sheyirtze yelech, then he can go to either one that he chooses on Shabbat, again through the mechanism of brerah. Onto Mishnah Vav, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Yom Tov hasamuch l'Shabbat. If Yom Tov is next to Shabbos, bein mila faneha, bein mila acharecha, whether it's right before it or right after it, then me'arev adam shnei Eiruvin. A person can actually make two separate Eiruvin. We're going to see one for each day. For Omer, and he says, Eruvi harishon lemizrach. My first day Eruv can be to the east, Hasheni Lamarav, and the second day towards the west. So it's two different food drop-offs. Harishon Lamarav, Hasheni Lamizrach, or vice versa. We can say Eruvi Harishon, Hasheni Kivnei Eri. We can say I want to use an Eruv on the first day, and he has sent food there, and on the second day he'll go back to the default Eruv of his city. Or you can say Eruvi Hasheni, on the second day I want to go use the Eruv and rely on that to travel. But on the first day, I'm going to be like the default home of my city. But the other sages disagree with Rabbi Eliezer. They say, Me'arev l'ruach achat. You can make an Eruv in one direction for this Shabbos Yom Tov conglomeration. O eino me'arev kol ikar. Or don't make an Eruv at all and rely on the default techum of your city. O me'arev l'shnei yamim. Or you make an Eruv for both days. O eino me'arev kol ikar. Or not at all. Keitzod yoseh. So what does he do according to the Chachamim? Molicho barishon, so take out your food, your Eruv, on the first day, machshi chalav, and wait there until shkia, v'notlo bolo, and then take it and go home. So once it was there at shkia, you can actually remove it and take it home. He's going to bring it back, we're going to see the next day. B'sheni, and on the second day, machshi chalav, stay there until nightfall on the second day. And now this only works, of course, if Yom Tov is before Shabbat. It does not work if the first day was Shabbat, because you can't take it home. Ve'ochlo, and then eat it there on the second day, have it for dinner. Nimsa mistaker b'cholichato mistaker be'eruvo. So therefore, he gets the benefit of his walking, meaning he can walk 2,000 amot past that eruv, and he gets the benefit from the eruv of eating it. Nechol b'rishon. If he ate the eruv on the first night, eruvo l'rishon ve'ein eruv l'sheni. So it works for that first day of Yom Tov, but it's not effective for the second day, for the Shabbat after Yom Tov. So it's already eaten on the first day. It doesn't have it anymore. Eruv l'rishon and eruv l'sheni, good. So then it only was effective the first day, not the second day. But as a rebuttal, Amar Rabbi Eliezer says, Modim atemli, you guys are agreeing to me, shen shtei kedushot, that there's two different periods that in theory you could make two different eruv in two different directions, like Rabbi Eliezer said, because what the Chachamim are actually saying is, if it was eaten that first night and it's not available the second day, then it is no longer effective for the second day. But the halacha again is not like Rabbi Eliezer, but like actually here the Rav says halacha is like Rabbi Eliezer based on this rebuttal. The Rav brings from the Barner brings from the Gemara on 39b. Shkoyach Rabosai Shavuot Tov.